Howdy, folks. I'm everyone's favorite peanut butter loving talking horse, Mr. Ed.
I'm Amber.
And here's Wilbur. Why the long face, Brian? I'm a horse. Nay! Alright, folks, our first letter is titled, I'm a 28-year-old female. My husband, a 31-year-old male, wants me to cut ties with my best friend, a 28-year-old female, because she is now in an open marriage. And this one is not an Am I the Jerk one. So we'll just be giving general advice. No judgments. I'm a 28-year-old female, and I have my best friend, Sammy, a 28-year-old female, and I've known her since my freshman year of college, which was about 10 years ago. I'm married to Mark, a 31-year-old male, and Sammy is married to Tom, a 30-year-old male. Mark and I have been together for 4 years. Married for 2 of those years, and Sammy has been with Tom for 7 years and married for 4. Sammy has been having a very difficult time for the past couple of years. She had discovered that Tom had been having numerous affairs both before and after their marriage, and was in the process of getting her ducks in a row to leave. Finances, lawyer, etc. She had even secured an apartment with her family's help, and was about to move when Tom had a very bad accident and was severely injured. The accident was entirely his fault. It was a one-car accident while he was drunk driving on the way back from seeing one of his affair partners, no less. Out of compassion, Sammy decided not to leave Tom while he was recovering from his injuries, both because he was on her health insurance and because he needed a lot of help with doctor's appointments, physical therapy, etc. Since then, Tom has had numerous surgeries and isn't able to work yet because he is still recovering and needs the energy and mobility. In the meantime, Sammy is working 2 jobs to replace Tom's income and pay the portion of medical bills not covered by insurance. Fairly on in the recovery, Tom admitted everything that he had been doing and said that he wanted to change and repair things with Sammy. And Sammy thought that she owed it to him to try. However, she discovered a few months ago that although he wasn't having physical affairs, he had been continuing to have adult-themed conversations and emotional affairs with women online. At this point, Tom admitted that he wasn't wired for monogamy and suggested an open relationship. Sammy didn't really want this, but again, she felt it. She owed Tom not to divorce him until he was recovered enough to work and support himself. Probably another year or so. So she reluctantly agreed. She hasn't gone on dates or anything yet, but is thinking about starting to try to meet some new people. My husband Mark doesn't believe in open marriages and thinks that marriage requires monogamy, and that anything else is cheating, even if the married couple is fully agreeing otherwise. He wants me to end the friendship with Sammy because she is now a cheater, and in his view, thinks that she will influence me to cheat or want an open relationship as well. I think this is an extremely unfair take. Sammy didn't ask for this and is only trying to make the best of a bad situation, and she hasn't even dated anyone yet. The alternate would be for her to either suffer while Tom continues to have affairs, or divorce Tom now and leave him without a home or insurance before he can take care of himself again. Mark is now saying that this is a deal breaker for our marriage and that I have to choose between him and Sammy. I feel sick over this because I made vows to Mark, but I don't think Sammy is doing anything wrong under the circumstances, and she needs her friends more than anything right now. Alright folks, what do you feel about this one?
I think, OP, your husband is being ridiculous. If he cannot see that Sammy is practically being a saint here, not everything in life is black and white, and it's fine to have general policies to guide us, moral guidelines for our lives, although judging other people for their own, what they do in the privacy of their own bedroom as consenting adults, everyone that's on board is not unhappy with it. It's silly to judge them. But, if that's a stance he has, it's such a bad take of the situation. Like, here is this woman who has been repeatedly cheated on and is now she's working 2 jobs to support him, keeping him on her health insurance. She has gone well above and beyond what her marriage vows would have required.
And I think there's really 2 issues at play here, right? One is Sammy. Sammy is being taken advantage at this point in time, right? Sammy did everything in good faith to repair the relationship, and after he came out the second time and said, oh yeah, by the way, I want to have an open relationship, that's when Sammy should have said, okay, you can have an open relationship, but that's going to require a divorce. So she really should have put her foot down. He knows the consequences of his actions, so he's done a series of events here, and now basically she's trying to make it so that he doesn't suffer the consequences of his own actions. And for that, I think that she is a very kind person, but I think she's being taken advantage of.
Oh, certainly. But, like, I don't think we can... people, she doesn't want to leave someone she loves destitute because even though he's hurt her, she still cares about him. Yeah,
and I'm not saying, I just say that at this point in time, she needs to cut her losses, right? But, the main issue is whether or not OP is in the wrong for wanting to continue this relationship with her friend, even though their husband says, oh, you can't befriend this person because they're in an open relationship. The fact that he doesn't seem to trust her is really problematic, and I think requires a lot of therapy on his part. And I think that he is making some rash assumptions here about what his wife is going to do. And if he just doesn't trust her, then that's not a good sign for the relationship.
Yeah, and if this is his hill to die on, let him die on this hill, I mean, I know you took your marriage vows, but, like, he's the one who's saying, I'm going to end it over this. Just let him.
Yeah, the thing is that you're doing everything in your power to uphold your vows. He is the one walking away from this relationship. You're not forcing him to. If he walks away, then he walks away. It's his own choice and his own decision. And sometimes that's just the reality of life, is that people are going to make decisions and you can't control those decisions. And where is it going to stop? Is it going to be just this open relationship? Is it going to be some other restriction? Where is it eventually going to end up where you can't do this or that or any other things because he doesn't approve of it?
Yeah, so. It's a very controlling take and, like, a very uncharitable take of the situation on his part.
Yeah, I agree on that. So anyhow, take care and good luck, OP, to you and your friend. I hope that you both end up in better places.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. So a little while ago, I forgot to read this one. I've been holding on to this update. Update for Am I the Jerk for Not Checking with the Bride About My Allergy Thrice? So a few people texted me and asked for an update, and I'll also clarify some points that people were confused about. So here's the original post. Anyways, on to the update. I contacted my aunt, bride's mother, because I couldn't reach her. She blocked me and asked her what really happened, because in the midst of all of this, I really wasn't sure if the caterers were the problem or if she simply didn't check. Some people also told me to sue her if that was the case. Turns out she did, and the food caterers prepared actually didn't contain peanuts or traces of it. What happened was that they ordered desserts from elsewhere and she forgot to ask them. When she realized what happened after I went to the hospital, I guess she thought people would blame her, so she went into offensive mode. I'm still not sure. Her mom is sort of old-fashioned, so she again asked me if I couldn't have just controlled it. I guess that's all for now. My cousin told some of the family members that I had made a mountain out of a small rash, which is why they went against me, I guess. I'm still confused, to be honest. Some of the stories just don't add up. Anyways, so the people who told me that going to the hospital after using an EpiPen is a must, thank you. I truly did not know that, and my doctor told me to go just in case. Also, we don't have RSVPs in our culture. I'm not from the West. This was also my first allergic reaction, as I also have been avoiding peanuts since the day I found out that I couldn't eat them, and thankfully I hadn't consumed it accidentally, so I may have panicked a little and couldn't do the Epi thing quietly. This may not be a perfect update, but yeah, I'm not mad at my cousin about the allergic reaction, but how she blamed me later on. Alright, folks, so, I mean, that was a little bit of an update.
Well, that's the thing, is, like, allergic reactions are not something you can control. They really need some education on how allergies work, and the seriousness of this.
Yeah, I mean, if you use an EpiPen, that only controls the allergy so far. That's enough for you to get to the hospital so that they can maybe even put you on an IV of an epinephrine just in case your allergic reaction doesn't subside with the EpiPen. It's just enough to make you survive. Let's put it that way. So it's really imperative that if you do have an allergic reaction, that you go to the hospital. Poor OP here was just trying to survive, and I just still don't blame her in the least. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is coffee time.
No, it's tea time.
Grab your coffees of choice. I refuse to listen to a defiant Amber. Why are you so defiant? So defiant.
It's called tea time for a reason. I have Mega Mint.
And I have coffee, and Amber has a joke.
We have a jovial Bob sign joke today.
All right, well, now I'm going to just throw hot coffee on my face.
What do you call a monster who flies a kite in a lightning storm?
Well, you call them Benjamin Franklin, right? Because that's what Benjamin Franklin did. He was a monster in his own right. A monster Goliath of a scientist who was not... I don't know where I'm going with this, but Benjamin Franklin wasn't really a monster as much as he was a mad genius. So...
Benjamin Franklin Stein.
Get out of here. Go. Oh, you're just so proud of that joke, aren't you? What an awful joke. Awful joke. Terrible. Terrible. Ugh. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for watching this Sunday morning special. And of course, as always, what makes it special? You do. Amber, do we have a moral for the story today? And make it in the form of a terrible jovial Bobstein joke.
All right, let me think for a second. What do you call a monster who cheats on their loving wife?
What do you call them?
Sammy's husband. No?
I mean, I guess that's true. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow. I mean, that's at least on par with Jovial Bob's side. So I mean,
it was on the spot. Like, Brian, he doesn't give me enough time to come up with anything good. So I apologize if this stuff is just terrible. I'm trying, people. I'm trying.
People love it. People love it. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
At this point, Tom admitted that he wasn't wired for mahogany. Mahogany, right? Tom isn't wired for mahogany. My husband Mark doesn't believe in open marriages and thinks that marriage requires... why did I do this to myself yesterday? So, there's a little bit of a story, folks. Yesterday I was saying mahogany instead of monogamy, and now I can't. Anytime I see the word monogamy, I think mahogany, and so now I've really messed my poor brain up.